heart can be traded. My heart's a bit spaded. I'm not too prideful to up and leave. You've been on complacent. The tides have been changing. Love is just patience and for you.
What's up, bookish babes? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys all the books I read in February. I think I read a total of 8 books this month. Majority of them being Kindle Unlimited books. So yeah, I supposed to be tackling my physical TBR, but apparently I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. I decided to read some, well, I want to say 2. It got to be like 2 authors that I've never read before. I decided to read some of their work and not just read the authors that's in my comfort zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. The first book I read this month was on my Kindle. It was Gold by Alexandra House. I've never read a book by her before. This is the first book I read by her. It's part of the St. Louis Sire series. It's book 1. It's about this guy named Malik who is a hockey player for the St. Louis. I don't even know what the hockey team, like the mascot of the hockey team or anything, but it's about him who he ends up having to he ends up getting custody of his brother and sister after his father passed away. Now the thing is about this, he's married and he's never met his brother and sister before because his dad kind of kicked him to the curb when he found out that his new wife was pregnant, and she was like she didn't want to have to take care of him being, I think he was like 16 when this happened. Yeah, I think he was like 16, but he ends up leaving and becoming a professional hockey player. And then one day he gets a call telling him that his dad left him sole guardian of his brother and sister. So they end up moving in with him, and his wife was not happy about this. She was not happy about it anyway at all. Well, she was not happy about it at all. Now the thing is with her, I feel like she went about the situation the wrong way because she I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. She gave me gold digger vibes. She gave me, I just want you and you can't have nobody else. Well, of course, but no one else in your life should matter more than me. And I didn't like that about her. And a lot of people was touching on the fact that when he hired his nanny that he was cheating on his wife. And I do say so myself because I feel like if he knew he didn't want to be with his wife anymore, and it kept stating how he knew he didn't want to be with her, but he kept leading her on and feeling like he had to put his happiness aside in order to cater to her, and he ends up basically I effing the nanny when he hired her, and things led to another, and him and his wife end up getting divorced. But yeah, I got a book of 3.75. I really enjoyed it. It was a good book to read. So after reading that, I read Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Now, I was reading this for my Reading OG Book Top books. This is like one of the only, well, that's a lie. Because I think it's like a couple more OG Book Top books that I haven't read, but this was the one that I chose to read. I got the special edition, the annotated version by the author. Gorgeous. I'm pretty sure if you've seen that video, it should, I'll put up in the card if you haven't, but I did film a video reading this book. I really enjoyed this book so much. I really see the hype behind it. I really love Archer. It's basically about this boy named Archer who can't talk, and it happened in an accident that killed his mom, his dad, and his uncle. Now, the thing about this book that got me was how no one in his town, after the situation with his parents happened, no one in the town really took the time to get to know him and, just to talk to him. They all consider him as weird or like the town outcast. But Bree came in town because she was dealing with her own personal issues that happened back I don't know, I forgot where she was from, but she was dealing with it, and she basically, I guess you could say, she was kind of running from it, and she ends up running to Archer one day, and the rest is history. They end up talking and getting to know each other, and I just really start up the trigger warnings first of all, because yeah, this book is deep, and yeah, it had me crying. Not even gonna lie. I got this book a 4.75. I really enjoyed this book. I'm glad I got the special edition cover to it because, yeah, when I do finally purchase another bookshelf, I'm most definitely going to display this on it. I may even go buy the paperback cover to it as well. That's just how much I enjoyed this book so much. It was so good. And I really enjoyed reading this copy because it gave you an end to what the author was thinking and why she wrote in this corner. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe you can see the little writing on the side of the page where the author kind of annotated and told you why she wrote that or what inspired her to write it. I really enjoyed reading that while reading this book. So 4.75 for Archer's Voice. After reading that, what did I read next? I don't remember. Um the Bromance book club. I don't think I filmed a video of me reading this. I don't remember. I doubt it. I think I just read it because I heard a lot of people talking about how good it is and how they enjoy this series. I think it's like a 5-book series, if I'm not mistaken. And the first one happens to be about Gavin, who is a is he a hockey player too? Sorry. I think he's a hockey player as well, and him and his wife are going through trouble because he found out that she was faking it in bed, and he didn't like that, and they end up on the verge of getting divorced when his friend introduced him into this romance book club where they read romance books, and it helps them fix their relationships and their marriages. And Gavin started reading it. Now, the thing, I got this book a 4 stars. I enjoyed it. A 4.5. I really enjoyed this book so much. I enjoyed the storyline to it. I enjoyed the concept of the bromance book club because watching them read the books, like you do get inserts of the book that they're reading inside the book. It was just so good, y'all. I really enjoyed reading that book and listening to them and just watching him and his wife work through their misunderstandings, if you would say. Then I read the second book, which called The Undercover Bromance, where it's the guy who really started the romance book club and the girl in the first book, sister, Liv. They met, of course, through the sister and the friend. And in that book, it was touching on such a trigger warning because it was touching on a bigger topic. How can I put this? It was basically they was investigating or trying to expose this celebrity chef for his for how can I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it was basically it's trying to expose this celebrity chef, and you was getting that, and then you was getting the romance between those two and how everything kind of played out. I gave that one a 3.75 stars. I really I didn't care for Liv that much, mainly because of the first book. I just wasn't feeling how she was acting in the first book with her sister because she chose to work things out with her husband. I didn't like that because I feel like I know you have childhood trauma from your parents, but if I'm deciding to work on my relationship with my husband, you shouldn't have made it a big deal as she did. Like, I really, it just was something about how she was acting with her sister, all possessive and kind of like mean and ish and bashing her her sister husband and father her children, even though she chose to work it out with him. I didn't like that about her, so she kind of rubbed me the wrong way, which when I read the second book it was good. I just wasn't feeling her character like that. Did she redeem herself? Maybe, but she rubbed me the wrong way. After reading that, I read another Alexandra House book called Let Me Love You, and this one was about this rapper named Big South, and what was the girl name? I don't forgot her name, y'all. I read this like February 16th. But it was about Big Soft, who's a rapper, and he ends up getting a jury piece delivered to him while he was in bed with the girl. And that I don't even know how to explain this book. I really don't even know how to explain the book. I gave it a 3 star. I don't know how to explain it at all, y'all. I enjoyed the book. It was good for what it was written for, I guess you can say. I just don't know how to explain it and put it in the words of what it was about. but I don't know. It was just one of those just straight vibes, no plot for real. Not to me, anyways. So that was that. After reading that, I received the arc of This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. It's about Soledad and basically her becoming her own woman and showing her ex-husband that she can do it by herself without him, that she didn't need him or whatever. He ends up getting locked up for what is it? Racketeering? Is it racketeering? I think it is racketeering. I don't know. Don't quote me. He ends up getting locked up for going to prison for basically stealing money from his company, and Judith Cross ends up getting said she ends up being the accountant that cause out, well, point out and get him, basically he get him arrested. But anyways, I really enjoy Kennedy Ryan books because one, her men leads are chef kiss. Like Judith Cross, he was always there and willing to wait for Soledad to work through her issues and prove to herself that she can take care of herself without pressuring her or anything. Although he was quite frankly obsessed with her, he kind of just was her sideline cheerleader. Like, hey, you don't have to choose me and only me. Like, you can choose yourself and be with me, and I can be a bonus to you choosing you. And I really enjoy watching him and Soledad bond and their chemistry. And first of all, one thing that I love so much about this book is the friendship between Yasmin, Soledad, and Hendrix. Their friendship, I just love how they're always there for each other no matter what. Like it don't matter what's going on. They were always there for each other. They always got each other back. Soledad wasn't really working when her husband got locked up, so she had to find a way to support her daughter. She had three daughters. She had to find a way to support her daughter, keep the bills afloat, and support herself as well without changing anything too much for her daughters. And Hendrix and Yasmin was right there with her, helping her out, supporting her, cheering from the sideline. Like their friendship is just unmatched. Unmatched. I gave that book a 4.75. I enjoyed the crap out that book. I cannot wait to read Hendrix's story next. I think it's coming out next year, so after reading that, I went into this Big Daddy. The third book, House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. I gave this book a 4.5 stars. It's third book in the Crescent City series. I don't want to say too much about it because, like I said, it's a third book. A lot was going on. It was a whole bunch of info dumping. It was a whole bunch of Bryce and Hunt and all the rest of them, y'all. I don't know. I expected this book to be so much more than what it was. But like I said, it was like a whole bunch of info dumping. So I feel like how this book ended, you wouldn't need a fourth book. But then you do. The fourth book is just like a filler book. It's just like an extra. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If she do release the fourth book, we'll see. But like I said, I gave this a 4 stars. I enjoyed it for what it was. Then I read Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. I gave that book a 4.75, y'all. First of all, search up the trigger warning before you read this book because deep, 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 deep. Like, it's about this girl named Monday who ends up going missing, and her friend Claudia is like the only person looking for her. Basically, she's telling all the adults like, hey, have you seen Monday? Where's Monday? Where's Monday? Asking Monday's mom telling her one thing. She asking Monday's sister telling her one thing. She keep going to her moms and her dad like, hey, can y'all help me find Monday? And I feel like every adult in Monday's life dropped the ball. They dropped the ball real bad. I feel like they wasn't really advocating for Monday like they should have. And the thing is, what got me is most of the people, most of the adults in her life knew what was going on and still didn't say nothing, still didn't push the issue to help Monday and her siblings. They still didn't do what they were supposed to do, down to DCS. Like, you were in a position to help kids get out of a situation that caused them harm and that can endanger their life. But the way that they dropped the ball so bad in this book was crazy. Like, I was so hurt when it got to the point, and you know what, when I started reading this book, I immediately, like, I want to say like 15% in, I knew what happened to Monday. I think in the video that I filmed, I was like, I hope it ain't what I think it is, and it was. It was exactly what I thought it was, and it really hurt my feelings so bad, because just reading and watching how everybody in her life dropped the ball and fumbled so bad for her and her sister, her siblings, because she had an older sister named April, a brother named August, a sister named Tuesday, and then her, which was Monday. Y'all, they dropped the ball so bad for them, and I felt so bad. My heart hurt so bad, because such a trigger warnings. That's all I gotta say. But those are all the 8 books I read in February. Comment down below, let me know some of the books that you read and what are your ratings if you read any of the books I read. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.
I'm calling bullshit. Say you got it, but you ain't got nothing. Bad bitches don't